In case you aren't up to speed on the full background on why Opendoor became a big deal, please check out an earlier video called Opendoor's Rise to Fame and Plans to Reach Profitability Explained. Now let's go over some more transformations since the real estate platform gained popularity, starting with the leadership change back in the summer, brought about by mounting pressure on former CEO Carrie Wheeler, whose leadership style increasingly frustrated a fast-growing retail investor base energized by the company's seemingly suppressed potential from incorporating AI. Due in no small part to the activism led by EMJ Capital founder Eric Jackson, who argued Opendoor was a deeply undervalued crown jewel constrained by cautious execution rather than opportunity, resulting in social media enthusiasm being reinvigorated. Jackson and other investors pushed for visionary leadership, board changes, and a long-term AI transformation rather than short-term financial engineering. Under this pressure, Opendoor scrapped a planned reverse stock split, and, in August, Wheeler resigned. The episode was widely viewed as a landmark example of retail investors reshaping governance at a public company. Over roughly 3 months, Opendoor shares rose more than 350% at that stage, driven largely by grassroots investor momentum. Activism intensified around the push to bring back co-founder Keith Rabois, seen by supporters as a catalyst for cultural reset and bold strategy. Jackson briefly floated potential litigation over board inaction before backing off, citing overwhelming shareholder support. The campaign produced tangible results: Wheeler's exit, cancellation of executive stock sales, increased retail engagement, and ultimately a broader leadership overhaul. That overhaul culminated in Opendoor naming Shopify operating executive Kaz Najatian as CEO and reinstating Rabois as chairman, with co-founder Eric Wu also returning to the board. The market reaction was explosive. Shares initially surged about 49% on the announcement, and at one point rose more than 1,000% from their June lows near 50 cents. A market capitalization rebound of roughly $400 million to over $6 billion. Rabois, Khosla Ventures, and Wu committed $40 million in new equity, reinforcing confidence in the turnaround. Wu also personally bought about $3 million worth of shares at $6.65. Najatian's compensation structure underscores the company's high expectations outlook. His equity package includes performance-based awards tied to ambitious stock price hurdles ranging from roughly $6 to $33 over 5 years, is seen as strong alignment with shareholder returns by supporters who have belief in substantial upside. Other leadership evolution led to appointing Lucas Matheson as president and confirming Christy Schwartz as CFO, while Radhakrishna returned to his technology role. Management has framed these moves as preparation for a new growth phase that blends operational discipline with innovation, including potential exploration of blockchain and tokenization in housing. When talking tangible results, so far this new leadership has embraced an AI-first posture. Under Najatian, Opendoor rapidly expanded to cover nearly every zip code in the continental U.S., a feat, he said, took just weeks, using AI pricing, automation, and scaling tools, contrasted with a decade of slower, manual expansion previously. Giving a concrete reason for retail investors to point to why Opendoor's data and AI capabilities could redefine residential real estate transactions. Since AI tools have reduced home evaluation times from nearly a full day to about 10 minutes and enabled rapid scaling into new markets that were previously unavailable. As a result, homeowners across most of the U.S. can now receive cash offers up front while Open sells their homes at market value. The expansion is part of a broader Opendoor 2.0 strategy that reframes the company as a technology-driven e-commerce platform for residential real estate rather than a traditional home flipper. It's also shifting toward higher quality homes, faster transaction velocity, and tighter pricing spreads. Weekly home acquisitions have nearly doubled from about 120 to roughly 230 in recent weeks. While operating costs have been sharply reduced, investors responded positively to the announcement, viewing the near-national footprint as validation of Opendoor's technology-led execution. Prominent investor Anthony Pompiano praised the development as an example of AI productivity gains, arguing that businesses are only beginning to unlock AI's potential to scale faster with leaner teams. For those who are more closed-door, such as Citron Research, criticism revolves around Opendoor as a speculative stock promo, and some analysts have downgraded the shares on valuation and earnings concerns. On top of that, some chart watchers cite technical indicators that suggest overbought conditions after the main rally. Still, strong insider buying, new institutional stakes, and sustained retail enthusiasm have helped maintain momentum. Opendoor sits at a crossroads. Its outlook now depends on whether the new leadership can convert activist-driven energy into real results scaling its AI platform, proving that its technology can deliver profitable, long-term growth, as well as navigating housing market and policy volatility. For you see, real estate-oriented companies like Opendoor had a scare to start the year. At the start of January, CEO Kaz Najatian said he supports President Donald Trump's proposal to ban large institutional investors from purchasing single-family homes, arguing that home ownership should prioritize families and communities. Najatian emphasized that when families buy homes, they invest in the future of their neighborhoods, adding, "Homes are for families." Responding to market concerns triggered by the proposal, Najatian sought to distinguish Opendoor's business model from that of institutional investors. He said Opendoor is not a long-term home buyer or landlord, explaining that the company's role is to facilitate transactions and help people buy homes, not to hold properties on its balance sheet. Trump announced the proposed ban on his Truth Social platform, stating that high inflation has made home ownership increasingly unaffordable, particularly for younger Americans. He said he plans to urge Congress to formalize the ban through legislation and will outline additional housing affordability measures. Nonetheless, real estate-related stocks like Opendoor are still overcoming the lingering effects of investor uncertainty over how the proposed policy could affect housing market dynamics and companies connected to residential real estate. On the other hand, such worries started fading away when President Trump ordered $200 billion in purchases of mortgage-backed securities, aiming to lower mortgage rates and ease housing affordability pressures. The announcement lifted fears across lenders, homebuilders, REITs, and housing-adjacent sectors, as investors bet the move could revive demand after a prolonged housing slowdown. Trump said the bond buying program is intended to reduce mortgage rates and monthly payments, emphasizing his administration's focus on making housing more affordable. Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Bill P.T. confirmed that government-backed mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac will carry out the purchases. This move could narrow the spread between the 30-year mortgage rate and the 10-year Treasury yield, a key driver of borrowing costs, which may translate into lower mortgage rates. On the flip side, the policy could have mixed effects. Brian Jacobson of Annex Wealth Management noted that while lower rates may encourage some homeowners to list properties, they could also boost demand and partially offset affordability gains. Investors and policymakers have been searching for ways to revive housing activity amid elevated prices and mortgage rates that have sidelined many buyers. Analysts at Jefferies estimated mortgage rates would need to fall into the mid to high 5% range, from about 6.2% to meaningfully improve affordability. Trump has also proposed banning Wall Street firms from purchasing single-family homes, though critics argue the core problem remains housing supply constraints driven by local zoning and regulation rather than federal demand-side measures. In any case, Opendoor powers on with its Opendoor 2.0 reset strategy. As for its financial foundation, its most recent quarter had revenue at $736 million, beating expectations despite a 32.1% year-over-year decline. Adjusted EPS was -7 cents, better than consensus estimates of -9 cents, though GAAP results reflected a much larger per-share loss. Adjusted EBITDA was $43 million, with a -5.8% margin, while operating margin widened to -20.4%. Importantly, free cash flow improved sharply to $67 million, compared with $83 million a year earlier, signaling tighter inventory and capital management. Looking to the green patches in its lawn, homes purchased increased 46% quarter-over-quarter, reflecting a renewed push to scale transaction velocity, a fancy way of saying buying and selling more homes faster. The percentage of homes held for more than 120 days dropped to 33%, down from 51% in Q3, and average days in possession fell 23%. Fixed operating expenses declined to $35 million, supporting management's goal of lowering capital intensity. The Cash Plus program now represents 35% of weekly volume, highlighting a shift toward more capital-efficient growth. Kaz Najation emphasized that structural improvements in pricing discipline, inventory turns, and seller selection are beginning to show up in financial results, giving more confidence behind the goal of reaching positive adjusted net income by the end of 2026 on a rolling 12-month basis. Though in the near future, for Q1 2026, Opendoor expects revenue to decline roughly 10% sequentially and guided to an adjusted EBITDA loss in the low to mid $30 million range. However, contribution margins have improved monthly since September, and expectations are to exit Q1 with its strongest contribution margin since Q2 2024. So whether you're watching this stock for the memes or in it to support this unique story of retail and activist investors banding together for an incredible turnaround story, Opendoor is heading to legendary status alongside stocks like GameStop and Carvana. You can check out charts of stocks like those on TradingView, your trusted tool to track and scan the markets. Try it for free, link in the description and pinned comment.